How good communicators structure their words. People who communicate well tend to speak in a particular order. Have you ever noticed that two people can say essentially the same thing, yet one makes you feel comfortable while the other makes you uneasy? The difference is often not what they say, but the order in which they say it. Most people communicate like this. They begin with their judgment, offer reasons afterward, and consider the other person's feelings only at the end. This order is fundamentally flawed. The first thing the listener hears is your conclusion. Before hearing any evidence, their psychological defenses are already rising. No matter how much you explain afterward, it feels as though you are speaking to a wall. That is the central idea of this discussion. Communication is defined not only by what you say, but also by the sequence in which you say it. Skilled communicators are not necessarily more eloquent than you. They are better at building a road inside the listener's mind. Each sentence opens a door for the next, while poor communication closes that door one sentence at a time. I call this underlying principle road-building communication. Ordinary speech is like a one-way road. I say what I want, and you hear it however you choose. Expert communication builds a two-way road, with every sentence creating another opportunity for understanding and acceptance. Consider several common mistakes in the order of communication. Suppose you offer a suggestion to your supervisor by saying, "I think our current plan has flaws. We need to change direction." What is the supervisor's first reaction? They are not listening to your suggestion. They are thinking, "Are you saying my previous decision was wrong?" Their defenses rise, and from that point on, they search for weaknesses in your argument instead of considering your proposal. Now imagine telling a friend, "What you did last time really disappointed me." The friend's first reaction is probably not self-reflection. It is more likely, "So you're disappointed? What gives you the right to accuse me?" Emotion takes over, and they prepare a counterattack instead of trying to understand how you feel. Or imagine recommending a product to a customer by opening with, "Our product is excellent and extremely powerful." The customer does not immediately assess the product's value. They think, "Here comes another salesperson." Their guard goes up, and instead of considering whether they need the product, they begin looking for excuses to reject it. These three situations, offering advice, expressing dissatisfaction, and making a sale, cover many of the moments in daily life that require communication skills. In which situation do you repeatedly say a great deal without ever reaching the other person? Strong communicators consistently begin with something the other person is ready to hear before moving to what they themselves want to say. This is not flattery, it is opening the door. If you want someone to accept your message, you must first open their channel of receptiveness. That channel has one button, the feeling of being understood and acknowledged. Press that button first, and only then will the other person truly begin listening. Instead of using the sequence, conclusion plus reasons, use empathy, context, conclusion, and reasons. Return to the example of making a suggestion to a supervisor. The original version was, "I think our current plan has flaws. We need to change direction." Begin with empathy instead. "I understand that this plan had to be completed within a very short time. Getting it this far was already difficult." Then provide context. "However, I have recently noticed several new developments in the market. A few details may affect how well we can execute the plan." Only then give your conclusion. "I would like to discuss whether we should make some minor adjustments at certain stages." The conclusion has not changed, but the listener no longer feels rejected. Instead, they hear a well-intentioned observation from someone who has thought carefully. Once their defensiveness disappears, your recommendation has a chance to enter their decision-making process. Now consider the conversation with a friend. The original statement was, "What you did last time really disappointed me." Try changing the order. Start with empathy. "I understand that you made that decision while you were in a difficult position." Then explain the context. "However, what happened caused me some trouble, and I struggled with it for quite a while." Finally, express your request. "That is why I want to talk with you. I am not trying to blame you. I simply hope that if something like this happens again, we can discuss it beforehand." The friend no longer feels attacked. They hear an honest expression from someone who values the relationship. When the emotional tension fades, they can finally hear your actual request. This order, empathy, context, conclusion, and reasons, works whenever you need to persuade someone, influence a decision, or express a need. It is not merely a verbal technique, it reflects a deeper principle. Address the person before addressing the problem. If a person's emotions remain unsettled, the issue will remain difficult to solve. Once someone feels understood, much of the problem has already been resolved. Here are 3 substitutions you can use immediately. Instead of saying, "I think what you did was wrong," say, "I understand why you did it that way, but I see it differently. Would you be willing to hear my perspective?" Instead of saying, "You should do this," say, "If I were in your position, I might try this approach. Do you think it would suit your situation?" Instead of saying, "You need to correct this," say, "I think a small adjustment might produce a better result. Let me explain my reasoning, and you can decide whether it makes sense." All 3 substitutions involve the same change. Move your conclusion from the first sentence to the end. Use the space you create at the beginning to acknowledge the other person's feelings and the situation you share. That shift is one of the most fundamental differences between strong and weak communication. If your order is wrong, even accurate content may fail to get through. If your order is right, people are far more willing to listen. This is not a trick. It reflects human nature. People feel first and think afterward. If you ignore that order, you are fighting against human nature, and that is a fight you cannot win. Now try an exercise. Think of a recent conversation that did not go well. Write down the first sentence you used, then ask yourself whether it opened a door or closed one. Every time you speak, you either deposit trust into the relationship or withdraw patience from it. From this moment forward, build the bridge before crossing the river. Unlock the door before entering the room. Settle the emotions before trying to settle the issue. That is all for today. I am Yazimio. See you next time.